Hello, this is Don O'Malley with Don's Breakfast Cereal. This is part 2 of Zorro's Black Whip. Now, at the end of this, we'll be showing another Lone Ranger. Hope you enjoy that, so stick around, and we'll be back.
Down a while, Zeke.
Thanks. I can manage now. You better keep your eyes open.
You're right, Zeke. I'll go up on the cliff and take a look around.
Here comes Gordon.
That's far enough, Gordon.
Black Whip.
The Black Whip was here. He saved himself by jumping inside there with me. Who touched off that explosion?
The same men who attacked you before. Your gold mine isn't a secret any longer, Zeke. The sooner you get your claim filed, the better.
Big gold strike at Harper's Creek. Many new settlers arriving. In order to keep outlaws from attacking these newcomers, our citizens are organizing a mounted patrol. Members of this patrol will assemble in town this afternoon, following which they will ride out to meet a wagon train reported arriving from Kansas. This gold strike will bring people in here by the thousands. Settlers whose votes are sure to be for statehood. If we don't find a way to stop them, we're going to lose control of this territory.
It ain't so easy to stop a gold rush.
We can only destroy that first wagon train that's coming in. That would discourage others from following.
Sure it would, but what about the posse that's riding out to bring the wagons in? We can't buck them.
They haven't got to stop yet, Baxter. That posse is going to use the marshal's office for headquarters. Now, here's what I want you to do. You select one of your best men, a man you can depend upon.
Every able-bodied man in town is ready to ride with us to meet the wagon train.
Well, I'm mighty proud of the spirit Crescent City is showing.
It's wonderful. And Vic Gordon is out organizing a second patrol among the ranchers. A group of riders who'll be ready in any emergency. He'll be here soon to join us.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
Is the marshal here?
I'm the marshal. What's your trouble?
My wagon train needs help or it'll be wiped out. It's...
Here. Now, sit down here. Now, tell us what happened.
I'm with a wagon train from Kansas. They stopped just across the border to water up. Me and 3 other men rode on ahead. In Miller's Gap, we was ambushed by outlaws. I'm the only one that got through alive.
Outlaws?
An ambush.
The wagons will be coming through any time now. They've got to be saved.
Miller's Gap. That's a lot farther out than we planned on meeting them. I'll get the posse started. You stay here and take it easy till I get back.
I'll get the press set for an extra edition.
What?
How'd I sound?
Great, you almost convinced me. Well, this is perfect. The marshal and his men riding toward the Gap, Baxter and his men can be destroying those wagons in Dixie Canyon.
Maybe I'd better be on my way.
No, that'll look suspicious. You stick around until the marshal gets through questioning you. Then get out of town fast.
You bet I will.
I just saw the posse riding out. What's up?
They're going to surprise some outlaws at Miller's Gap. Get the press ready, 10 Point. I'll have a story to print when I come back.
Miss Barbara, you don't need to go out
This
there.
is one roundup I'm not going to miss.
Feeling better now?
Yeah. I was sort of tuckered out. I reckon I better be on my way.
Oh, stick around till the posse gets here.
But I can't do that.
Why not?
Well, I want to be in on the scrap with those outlaws.
Oh, let the posse take care of them. I want you here to identify any prisoners they bring in.
I'll be back in time for that.
You're not leaving, I tell you.
You mean I can't go?
Well, you can put it any way you want. Hey, you got some special reason for leaving?
Yeah, I got a reason. Get your hands up. The reason I can't wait for that posse is that I sent them the wrong way, so those wagons could be knocked off in Dixie Canyon.
Why, you mangy coyote?
Put up your lip! Get in that cell.
The keys. In that drawer.
What happened?
Well, this man came in here with a faked-up story that sent the posse on the wrong trail. His pals are all set to attack the wagon train in Dixie Canyon.
Where's the posse heading for?
Miller's Gap.
I'll head for the wagons and warn them. You better send someone to turn the posse.
Yeah, but there ain't an able-bodied man left here. And I can't leave town.
10 Point's at the Herald office. Send him.
10 Point.
I tell you, the story was a fake. The outlaws are waiting for those wagons near Dixie Canyon.
Are you sure?
Yep, the marshal told me himself. I'm riding out to overtake the posse.
Well, then get started. I'll head for Dixie Canyon.
Here's the setup, men. As soon as the wagons come in sight, we'll attack and force them off on that side road.
That'll drive them into the canyon.
Right. Pete and Dirk are set to blow up the canyon road, and we'll catch them like rats in a trap.
Get those horses unhitched. We'll have to roll the wagon to the edge.
Here they come.
Ready. Hurry it up. fuse ready. Hurry it up.
the idea? We can finish him and get after the wagons.
What's the use? The men that were supposed to blow up the pass have bungled their job somehow. We can't stop that wagon train alone.
That's right, but we can square accounts with Gordon.
No, not until we get some information out of him. We'll tie him up and see what Hammond wants to do with him.
At least you got Gordon. Where is he?
We're holding him under guard in the shack at Blue Meadows. He could spill a lot of information under pressure. How do we know he's connected with the railroad? All we've got is his word for it.
That's right. We don't know who he is. He may even be the Black Whip.
Oh, the Black Whip was interfering with us long before Gordon came here.
Before he came here as a representative of the railroad, yes. But he could have come earlier as the Whip.
That's impossible. Remember the day you sent us out to capture the new press that was coming in for the Herald? And we were holding Gordon a prisoner? Lay on the leather, I'll stop him. Black Whip attacked us while we had Vic Gordon a prisoner in our own hands.
All right, that checks off Gordon. Who else could be the whip?
My only guess would be Weatherby, the town marshal. He's always making a lot of talk about not having jurisdiction outside the township. But what's to keep him from putting on a mask and...
Oh, that don't hold water either.
I don't know why not.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. When Gordon was arrested on a charge of stealing the reward money, a mob of townspeople stormed the jail.
There they are.
Come on, give it to him. What's over the honor now? Animal! Hit him!
Take it easy, man. Gordon deserves a fair trial. Looks like this bunch means business, Vic.
While the marshal was lying unconscious in the jail, I was a prisoner of the Black Whip and being brought back to town with the stolen money.
You got about 1 minute left to say where you hid that money you stole.
I told you I didn't steal it.
Oh, yeah?
We go then. Come on. The Black Whip.
What does it say? Here's the stolen money and one of the men who took it. He can probably tell you who is behind him and his gang. And it's signed the Black Whip.
Come on, we'll take care of him right now.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Here, take it easy. We've had enough mob rule around here for one day.
He's right. I told you men you were making a mistake. Now let's not make another. We'll turn this man over to the marshal.
I'm with you. That's what happened, and it proves the marshal's not the Black Whip.
You're right. The marshal's not our man. We'll have to look to Miss Meredith for the answer.
You mean she's the whip?
No, but I'm dead sure she knows who he is. And I have a plan that'll make her tell us.
Hello, 10 Point. Have you heard from Vic yet?
No, Miss Barbara. I talked to the folks that came in on the wagon train, but none of them had seen him after the fight.
Well, let me know at once if you hear anything. Stand where you are.
Put that gun down, sister. You ain't gonna use it. We've got Vic Gordon a prisoner.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you don't? All right. Bring him in. Don't try anything or else he'll go out like a light. Put that gun down. Tie him up.
What do you want?
Now, that's more like it. I want you to bring the Black Whip here, now.
I wouldn't do that even if I could.
All right. Let him have it.
Wait. I'll find him. I'll have to saddle a horse.
Gordon's horse is right outside.
I don't know how long it will take me to find
Oh,
him.
yes, you do. I'll give you just 1 hour, and if you're not back then...
What's the idea in coming out here?
Oh, she gave up too easy. Maybe planning to trick us. Gordon's safe enough in there. We'll stay out here and patrol both sides of the house in case the whip's trying to surprise us.
Black whip's inside the house.
I'll find him. I'll have to saddle a horse.
Gordon's horse is right outside.
I don't know how long it will take me to
Oh,
find
yes, you do. I'll give you just 1 hour. If you're not back then,
Black whip's inside the house.
We've discovered this much. Barbara Meredith does know who the Black Whip is, or at least she knows where to find him.
then we better follow her next time.
After last night, the Black Whip is sure to be smart enough to figure out some way to keep in touch with her.
He's a slick one, all right.
There must be some clue. You were in the room with him. Didn't you see anything that might identify him?
All I could see was that gun he was holding. Looked as big as a cannon. If I hadn't have thrown the boot at that lamp, we'd have been goners.
Black Whip's boot. That might be a clue. Did you get the maker's name? We can trace it if you did.
I only had it in my hand a minute. I did notice, though, it seemed awfully small, no bigger than a woman's.
A woman's? Of course, it must be. How dumb I've been.
About what?
Barbara Meredith, she's the Black Whip.
She couldn't be. The Black Whip's got to be a man. He's outshot us, outrode us, and outfought us. Stopped us at every turn.
She has because she's smart. I happen to know she's a good horsewoman and a fine shot. Now, I'm convinced she's the Black Whip. We've got to get rid of her. Then you can dress one of your men up as the Black Whip and help us fight against statehood.
Why, everybody in the territory knows that horse and outfit.
That's right, so we can't kill her until we find out where she hides the horse and outfit. Now, here's what you do. You go to the Meredith Ranch. When you get her, you let me know.
Yes?
This is 10 Point. Vic just left for the ranch. You'd better have a good story ready. The way he talks, maybe he's beginning to think you're the Black Whip.
Thinks I'm the Black Whip.
We think so, too. Fire up. We better clear out of here. Take her to the hideout below Mesa Peak. I'll meet you there after I see the boss. He may want to question her himself. You stay here. Someone may come out to see why she doesn't answer the telephone. Whoever it is, finish him off. We don't want our trail picked up.
Barbara. All right, mister. Drop that gun.
Where's Miss Meredith?
Try and find out.
The next one will be dead center.
Wait.
All right. Talk fast. Where's Miss Meredith?
Harris took her to the hideout shack below Mesa Peak. The boss thinks she's the Black Whip.
He does, huh? Who's the boss?
I don't know. I don't know, honest. Baxter hired me just for this job.
to be ready to talk when Baxter gets here.
If I knew who the Black Whip was, I wouldn't tell you.
Quit stalling. We know you're the whip.
You're mistaken, gentlemen.
The Black Whip.
What's going on in there?
The Black Whip got here. He's inside fighting with Mac.
You mean to say the Meredith girl isn't the Black Whip?
No.
What are you figuring to do with that explosive?
I'm gonna blow up that shack.
You'd have to get too close. They're apt to drill you. Give me that stuff. You stay here and keep them pinned in the shack. I'll go up on top of that cliff and blast it down on them.
Right.
Thanks, Vic.
How did you know it was me?
I recognized your voice, and I know where the outfit came from. How did you find it?
I was battling the man they left at your place. He fell through the panel, down the steps, and into the cave. Before he died, he told me where you were and that they believed you were the Black Whip. I thought I'd changed their mind.
Lucky for me, you did.
Sounds like a landslide.
got here. He's inside fighting with Mac.
You mean to say the Meredith girl isn't the Black Whip?
No.
What are you figuring to do with that explosive?
I'm gonna blow up that shack.
You'd have to get too close. They're apt to drill you. Give me that stuff. You stay here and keep them penned in the shack. I'll go up on top of that cliff and blast it down on them.
Right.
Thanks, Vic.
Sounds like a landslide. Out this way. It's too bad he got away. But at least your story will convince them that you're not the Black Whip. I'd be a lot happier if you let them stay convinced.
I can't do that, Vic. My brother made a legend of the Black Whip. I'm going to carry it on until law and order are established in Idaho.
But it's no job for a girl, Barbara. Let me take it over.
Then only one of us could act against the outlaws. And you have plenty to do as undercover man for the government.
All right. I'll keep your dark secret. At least until Idaho's enemies are beaten.
Harris had the girl a prisoner when the Black Whip showed up.
Well, that proves that she's not the Black Whip. We've got to figure... What is it, Hedges?
There's another wagon train coming into town.
Why weren't they stopped at the border?
The Citizens Patrol drove us off again.
And we'll have to find some way to get rid of that patrol.
Well, that's a big order. They're well armed and well mounted.
That's it. You gave me the answer.
Who? Me?
Mounts, that's the answer. Without horses, there won't be any Citizens Patrol. We're going to take every horse they got. Raid the ranches, steal them, drive them off, do anything you have to. Start right away.
All right, from now on, they patrol on foot.
It's an outrage. Without the Border Patrol, every wagon train is being turned back.
And that means we're losing settlers who would vote for statehood.
That's all very true. But the patrol can't work without horses.
Say, Barbara, whose horses are those I saw in your corral?
Oh, they belong to Bill Slocum. He was driving them through and rented my corral to let them rest up for a few days.
Maybe we could talk Slocum into selling them. There's enough there to help us over the present crisis.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea.
It looks like the answer to our problems.
You'll save the day if you can put that over.
We'll go out and see if Mr. Slocum will agree to it.
We can't let that patrol have those horses. Send a couple of men out to Meredith's ranch and drive them off before that girl and Gordon get there.
I'll send them right away.
There they are in the corral. But we'll have to take care of Slocum first. Give me time to circle around behind him, and then you ride in.
I'm a little worried, Vic. You know, maybe we shouldn't have told the Citizens Committee about the horses.
You mean you don't want the patrol to get them?
Of course I do, but I want to be sure they get them. I've been wondering if maybe somebody on the committee is giving information to the outlaws.
It's possible. It would explain how they anticipate every move we make. Is anybody guarding the horses?
Mr. Slocum, but he's all by himself.
We'd better hurry.
You know, Barbara, your suspicion about a leak in the committee must be right. We got here just in time.
But not in time to save Mr. Slocum.
That's too bad. But his horses will help us run down the men responsible for his death.
But there are so few of them, Vic.
But there's a way we might locate the stolen horses. It's a long shot. But this horse has probably been corralled with the stolen stock. If I turn him loose, he may lead me to the outlaw's corral. I'll drive these other horses after him as if I were rustling them.
You undercover men uncover bright ideas. I'll telephone 10 Point and have him tell the marshal that we'll bring the horses in later.
Fine.
Hello? Well, he isn't here, Danley.
Gordon and the girl got here before we could drive off the horses. He killed Flack and grabbed his horse. He's going to turn it loose and trail it.
Well, I'll spike that plan.
You'd better. It'll probably lead him right to our corral in Hidden Valley. I rounded up a pretty good bunch.
Who are you?
My name's Davis. Baxter hired me. Any of the other boys around?
Yeah. Black's over at the barn.
Thanks. I'll ride over and see him. Your name Black?
Yeah. What do you want?
I'm a new man Baxter put on. Just brought in a dozen head. From what Baxter said, I thought you'd rustle a lot more.
That's just a few of them out in the corral. When we get enough, we take them up the other end of the valley. Thanks. That's one I missed.
I know a trick I'm going to miss if I don't get help on the deal.
What's the play?
A gold shipment can be grabbed.
Why don't you see Baxter?
I only do business with the big boss. I've been dealt out in deals before.
I might take you to the big boy for the right kind of a cut.
We won't have any trouble. But we've got to act quick. Where do we see him?
Crescent City. Let's go.
Stand where you are, Gordon. Take his gun, Black.
I might take you to the big boy for the right kind of a cut.
We won't have any trouble. But we've got to act quick. Where do we see him?
Crescent City. Let's go.
Stand where you are, Gordon. Take his gun, Black.
So besides recovering the stolen horses, we captured a valuable prisoner.
I'll rest better with that varmint in the calaboose.
He isn't in jail, 10 Point. We've got him locked in the saddle room out at the ranch.
He might escape.
That's what we want.
What?
As soon as we can figure a way that'll make him lead us to his chief. That's the trouble, Barbara. Once we turn him loose, we don't know where he'll go.
He might just ride to some hideout. What we need is a scheme to make the outlaw leader go to wherever you trail Baxter.
That's right. But how do we do it?
Through the Citizens Committee. We're pretty sure he's a member of it or gets his information from one. We'll call a meeting of the committee today, and then you can explain.
Unfortunately, my prisoner got away. I left him in charge of Miss Meredith's horse wrangler, Martin. He double-crossed me and released Baxter.
I hope you brought him to town for trial.
He's dead. He reached for his gun when I accused him, and I had to shoot him. What about Baxter? Couldn't you pick up his trail? No. Martin had a note in his pocket written by Baxter, evidently intended for his chief, although it had no address or signature. Have you got the note? No. I left it at the ranch, but it was worthless.
Couldn't you remember what it said?
It said, tell the chief I'll meet him at the usual hideout. I know who the Black Whip is.
That's more than any of us know.
It puts the Black Whip's life in danger.
I'll print a warning to him on the front page.
Gordon, on behalf of this committee, I want to thank you for getting back those stolen horses.
I don't deserve any thanks after the way I bungled the Baxter business.
Gordon doesn't know it, but he delivered Baxter's message to the right party.
Yeah. Baxter must be at the lookout mine.
Yes, and he knows the Black Whip's name. I'll leave for the mine right now.
Right.
All right, Baxter. Are you willing to talk to save your neck?
Yeah, I'll talk. I ain't gonna take the rap alone. Get him up, quick.
Where did you get that gun?
A friend of mine tossed it in the window. Keep him up. I reckon this one isn't full of blanks. You think I'd fall for a gag as old as that? Now, you're going with me. Don't try anything or I'll drill you. Get moving. You had it all fixed, didn't you? A horse for me to grab and another one for you to follow me.
Been a good idea if it worked.
You'll wish you'd never thought of it. Get on your horse.
should have been here a long time ago.
Unless the whole thing is a trick of Gordon's.
If it is, he must suspect somebody on the committee. That's why he didn't show us that note.
I'll bet there wasn't a note. It's a trap.
Say, I gotta get out of here before anybody sees me. See if it's clear.
Trap, Gordon stepped into it himself. Baxter's bringing him in.
Good.
What's going on here? Who's...
It's the chief. Gordon cooked up a story about you escaping with important news.
Oh, so that's why he tried to pull that old gun loaded with blanks gag on me. But I was too smart for him.
Now, here's the deal, Gordon. You tell us who the whip is if you want to save your life.
That won't save my life. Ask your dumb friend to take off the mask. I'll talk to him or no one.
All right, you've had your chance.
Move further back and get them when they come into the tunnel.
Hold it. They move back around the curve. That's a dead-end tunnel. They can't get out.
We can't get at them either.
Oh, yes, we can. Help me get this oil car rolling.
Watch the tunnel, Harris.
They fired the tunnel.
Get back.
It's a dead end. We're trapped. back around the curve. That's a dead-end tunnel. They can't get out.
We can't get at them either.
Oh, yes, we can. Help me get this oil car rolling. Watch the tunnel, Harris.
It's a dead end. We're trapped.
Finishes them. Come on.
We're in luck. The explosion blew a hole through the top of the tunnel. I suppose we're lucky to be alive. But it's a shame we couldn't have recognized that outlaw leader.
We can still identify him. He'll have a welt across the back of his right hand where I struck him with my whip.
Then if our suspicions about the Citizens Committee are correct, one of its members will have that mark.
That's right, and the sooner we act, the better. Tomorrow is election day, and the committee has charge of counting the votes.
When we get back to town, I'll get the marshal to help me nail our man.
What's the news from Cedar Point?
The voting went about 50-50 for statehood and against it. Our boys voted early and often.
And good enough, but it all depends upon what happens at Crescent City. Most of those settlers are likely to be for statehood. If it goes that way, it means our whole setup is wrecked and it... here comes Baxter. He'll have a report on Crescent City.
What's the word?
Bad, mighty bad. Ranchers and settlers drifting in and out of town all day, giving a landslide vote for statehood.
We'll have to see that those votes are never counted. Many people left in town?
Only a few late voters.
Good. We're going in there and destroy those ballots. We're riding, men.
Hello?
10 Point, will you look for Mr. Gordon and...
Nope, don't have to call him. He's right here. Hey, Miss Barbara wants you, Vic.
Yes, Barbara.
Vic, just before I reached here, I saw Hammond and a bunch of outlaws riding toward town.
We'll get set for them. Now, I want you to do something right away. Ride over to Pine Junction. You'll find 4 government agents there waiting to compare reports with me. Tell them they're needed here at once.
All right.
everything from the stage office has slacked off.
Yeah, we must have thrown a crimp in them.
Baxter, bunch your men in front of the office, and you break in the back way and get those ballots.
All right.
We'll cover you.
Hammond!
Yes, Miss Meredith. So you are the Black Whip, the champion of law and order. Well, this is one score I can settle.
Idaho votes for statehood. Measure approved by narrow margin.
It's worth all we went through to print that.
Yes, ma'am.
There's one more sensational story you might publish. The true identity of the Black Whip.
That would be against my editorial policy. But I might print an interview with Vic Gordon, government agent extraordinary.
Oh, let's forget it. Say, the committee is waiting for your layout for the big statehood celebration.
I'll be right with you.
How's your nervous indigestion?
Ain't had none since all the shooting stopped. I'm healthy as a hog, twice as natural.
What are you going to do with all your pills and powders, 10 Point? Start a drugstore?
Nope. Want to throw them away. Every last one of them.
Better save one for a rainy headache.
Won't need it. Chief Hallapaloosa's panacea. Woo!
fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
This is a story of one of the most mysterious characters to appear in the early days of the West. He was a fabulous individual, a man whose presence brought fear to the lawless and hope to those who wanted to make this frontier land their home. He was known as the Lone Ranger. For months now, the Wells Fargo Company has been plagued by stagecoach holdups. One for every cross you see. Only in Boone County does Wells Fargo have a perfect record of no successful holdups. And that's because the stage line franchise there is held by one of the most remarkable women of the Old West, Cannonball McKay.
Yeah, get along there. Oh, boys.
Wait a minute, Cannonball. I'll help you.
That's all right, Clem. I can manage.
Soft-spoken, hard-driving, sharp shooting. She had always been respected as the most honest stage driver in all Boone County, until Clem Jones came to work for her. Friendless, half-crippled, only 2 weeks out of prison. Why has Cannonball just taken him in as her assistant? That's one of the answers the Lone Ranger and Tonto are here to find out.
I'm going into town to see my old friend Marshal Hanley. I'll see you in camp later.
He'll be waiting for you, Savvy.
Right, Silver.
Got you that time.
You sure did.
Come on in.
Howdy, Marshal.
Jim, he's masked.
Sure, he's masked. This is the Lone Ranger. Meet Doc Tate.
Glad to know you, Doctor.
Well, what brings you here?
I'm curious about Cannonball McKay and Clem Jones.
Reckon nobody knows much about them, friend. Not even me. And I'm Clem's doctor.
Oh? Something wrong with him?
Poor old fella has a bad arm. Heard it years ago in that stagecoach holdup that sent him to jail.
I see. But if Cannonball's as honest as they say, why should she take in an ex-convict as a partner?
That's something we'd all like to know, but Cannonball won't talk.
Marshal, I'd like a closer look at those two.
That's easy enough arranged. The stage is due in any minute now. Come along.
Fine.
Hurry it up, Collins. I gotta shove on to Rushville in 10 minutes.
You're not shoving on to anywhere, Cannonball.
What do you mean? My contract with Wells Fargo's still good. Pulling out of here on schedule.
No, you're not. Wells Fargo's not going to lose any shipments if I can help it.
Well, I never lost him a shipment of gold yet, have I?
No. But you never had a crook working for you. Up till now.
Nobody's gonna call me a crook again.
Oh, no?
Pull that trigger at Clem Collins and it'll be the last shot you'll ever fire.
Put up your gun.
You better do like he says. This masked man's a friend of mine, and he can outshoot even you, Cannonball.
What's the ruckus, Cannonball? Me and Hash heard you squabbling clean over in our cafe.
Hey, who's the masked hombre?
I'm in the same business as the Marshal. I try to keep law and order.
That's right, boys.
Now, Cannonball, supposing you tell me why you drew your gun.
I had to, mister. This varmint was calling my helper a crook.
Everybody knows he just did 10 years in the pen for holding up a stagecoach.
Look, Collins, I hire who I want. Clem's a friend of mine. He's served his time, and I know he's reformed. Hasn't he been punished enough? Losing all those years, getting his arm crippled.
No jailbird's going to haul freight for Wells Fargo. You're out of business, Cannonball, as of now.
Hold on, Collins. You're forgetting about Cannonball's contract.
Read that contract. It says I got the right to hold up shipments anytime I think there's danger involved. I'm holding them all up till I get word from the head office.
It's not fair you should take it out on Cannonball just because you hate me. If it weren't for this arm, I'd rop the hide off of you.
Come on, Clem.
I'll see you after a while, Marshal. I have some business to take care of.
Doc, you look worried.
I sure hope Cannonball's right about Clem's reforming.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking of that monthly gold shipment in the Wells Fargo office. With the stage not running, it stays right there, with no one to guard it but Collins. Sure could be mighty tempting to an old hold-up man like Clem.
Well, don't worry about it. If Clem starts acting up, I think the Lone Ranger and I can handle him all right. I'll see you later.
What you learn, Kimasabi?
Practically nothing, Tonto. Yet I still think my hunch is right. Why should this be the only town in the territory that hasn't been robbed? Unless the robbers live here and don't want to throw any suspicion on themselves.
You think maybe that Clem fellow robber?
No, it couldn't be Clem. He'd been in jail until recently.
Then maybe Cannonball.
Maybe. But Cannonball doesn't act like a crook. No one who'd fight to protect old Clem the way she did could really be bad.
Maybe that just put-up job, throw you off track.
I don't know, Tonto. You ride into town. Keep your eye on Cannonball and Clem. Whoever's behind these robberies is dangerous and very clever. We've got to find out who it is at any cost. You go ahead.
Huh.
Clem! Oh, Clem!
Hi, Doc. Want me for something?
Just thought you might like to earn $10. I got to get this letter to Rushville right away, and with the stage not running, there's no way to send it.
$10? I didn't think there was anyone in this town who'd trust me with that much money.
I'm on your side, Clem. If you take the road through Hidden Valley, it'll take you but a few hours.
Thanks, Doc. You're a nice guy.
What do you want, Doc? The office is closed today. Heard you were took sick, so I came right over.
What is this? Who told you that? I'm feeling fine.
You won't be for long.
Wait a minute. I don't get it.
Open that safe, quick.
You mean you're the one that's been pulling all them holdups?
Who else would be smart enough to?
You heard what he said. Open the safe.
Sure. Anything you say. What do you know? Old Doc Tate, the leader of a holdup gang.
Quick, Ash. On your horse. Now we got you dressed like Clem. Try to act like him. Remember, you got a stiff arm.
Just like you say, Doc.
Be sure the marshal sees you heading for Hidden Valley. That's where I sent Clem.
Who fired that shot? Somebody run out of the express office. Looks like Clem Jones. He's heading for Hidden Valley, Marshal. Collins, Marshal. He's dead.
He got away with all the gold. Let's go after him, and he can't get far.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Some candy.
Clem, you're going back to town.
What for? I didn't do anything. I was
Save
just...
your voice. We're holding you for the murder of Jim Collins.
Murder?
That's right. We'll have a chance to explain back at the Wells Fargo office. Get going.
Me follow Clem into plenty trouble, Kimosabe. Him arrested for murder.
Murder?
Ah. Marshal think him kill Collins, but him not guilty.
Where's Clem now, Tonto?
Marshal and posse take him to express office.
We'll ride into town. You can tell me the details on the way. Come on.
Over there, Clem. Sit down. All right, where's the gold?
What gold?
The gold you stole from this office just a little while ago.
I didn't steal any gold.
No, and I don't suppose you killed Collins either.
But I wasn't here.
Don't lie, Clem. I heard you threaten him this morning, and we all saw you run out of this office right after the shooting.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just delivering this here letter to Rushville for Doc Tate. That right, Kimosabe? Me see Doc give him letter.
Well, now I know you're lying, Clem. This letter's addressed to the Second National Bank. There isn't any Second National Bank in Rushville.
What's the matter here, Marshal? Hash and Porkney told me about Clem killing Collins. I just took his body over to the undertaker. Anything else I can do?
Yeah, I'm glad you got here, Doc. Clem says you gave him this letter to deliver.
Why, Clem, whatever made you want to tell a lie like that?
That no lie. Me tell.
Wait.
Tell him the truth, Doc. You give me $10 to deliver that letter.
No, Clem. Would I pay you $10 to deliver a letter with nothing written on it?
So that's it. You framed me so you could steal the gold yourself. Well, I'll get you.
Let's put a rope around his neck, Marshal.
Yeah, that'll make him tell us where the gold's hid.
Hold it. You're not putting any rope around Clem's neck. Come as soon as I heard you were arrested, Clem. I know you never killed Collins.
That isn't what the evidence says, Cannonball, and I'm taking him to jail.
When everybody's already made up their mind he's guilty, he won't be safe there a minute.
Don't worry, I'm not aiming to keep him there. It's too late to leave now, but you hitch up your stage in the morning and we'll drive him to Rushville. That way, he'll get a fair trial.
All right, Marshal. But if anyone harms Clem, you'll have me to reckon with.
I'm locking my prisoner up, and I don't want any trouble.
Come here, Porky. We gotta finish Clem off before he gets that fair trial the marshal was talking about.
Why, Doc? He's got no way of proving he's innocent.
Maybe not. But that masked hombre who came to town this morning, I don't like the way he sniffs out the truth. Hash, reckon you could plant blasting powder under the jail without the marshal catching you?
Sure, Doc, but I'll have to go up to the shack to get it.
How long will it take?
Hour and a half.
All right. Set it to go off 2 hours from now. 5 p.m. sharp. Let's go.
Why you not let me help Clem by telling truth?
Because it would be just your word against Doc's, Tonto. The only way to prove Doc's guilty is to find out where he's hidden that gold.
How we make him talk?
By outsmarting him. We don't have much time. It's a terrible trap Doc's setting for Clem. I wonder what would happen if he got caught in it himself. That's a deadly weapon, Cannonball.
What do you want?
Same thing you do, to help Clem. Cannonball, the men who framed Clem are planning to kill him before we can prove he's innocent.
I figured as much. That's why I'm loading this.
You think that's the best way?
It's the only way. Those hombres don't care nothing about law and order, but they got a lot of respect for lead when it's coming at them.
You won't solve anything by stooping to their methods.
What am I supposed to do then? Wait till they murder Clem, like they did Collins?
I have a plan I think will prevent that. I'm on my way to see Doc Tate now. Do you suppose you could persuade Porky Wade to be at the marshal's office right away?
I reckon so. Why?
Because he and Doc think Hash is going to blow the jail up at 5 o'clock. Now, what they don't know is this. My friend Tonto will be under the jail, not Hash.
What's the trouble, Marshal? The masked man said you wanted to see me right away.
Oh, yes. Sit down, Doc. We just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Get in there.
Porky. What's the meaning of this, Marshal? Forcing law-abiding citizens to come here at the point of a gun.
From what the Lone Ranger's been telling me, I'm not sure anymore just who is law-abiding and who isn't.
If you're not, Marshal, you're the only man in town who's confused. Now, what about those questions you wanted to ask me?
Sure, Doc, right away. Just let me fill out this report first. Nothing like taking plenty of time and doing things right, is there?
See here, Marshal. You were in a big enough hurry to get us over here. Let's get to those questions.
Yes, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Suppose you do the asking.
There are just two questions. Who murdered Collins and where's the gold hidden?
Seems to me Clem's the one to answer that.
No, Doc. You are.
Me? There's no evidence against me.
Maybe not. But I have reasons to believe you're guilty. I'm going to prove it if we have to stay here and question you all night.
All night?
Why so interested in the clock, Porky? You've been watching it for the last 20 minutes.
No reason.
Doc, what I want to know is this.
You're not moving.
What is this, Injun?
Put up hands.
Sure. Whatever you say. Nosy Injun. Now you can get the same as Clem and the marshal.
You've been asking the same question over and over, and you still haven't got a thing against me. I demand to be released.
What's your hurry, Doc? We've only just begun. Tell me once again, where were you when Collins was shot?
I've already told you. In my office. Look, Doc, it's nearly 5. We got to get out of here. Fella, I'm not going to stay here and die. If you don't tell him, I will.
Tell us what, Doc?
Blasting powder. Under the jail. It's set to go at 5 o'clock.
You must have had a good reason for wanting to blow up the jail and kill Clem.
Don't waste time talking. We got to get out.
My friends and I will. But you and Porky will stay right here, unless you prefer to tell the truth.
I've told you the truth. There's nothing else.
All right, Marshal. Lock them up.
Inside, you two. Come on, let's go. Clem, come on out.
Well, Marshal, it looks like those two rather stay here and die than tell the truth. We better get out of here before it's too late.
Wait, wait. I'll talk.
Oh, no, you won't. Freaks, all of you. This bag carries more than medicine, mister.
So I see.
Unlock this cell, Marshal.
I'm afraid he's got us.
All he's got is a gun, Marshal. You have the key. That's worth a lot more as long as that clock keeps ticking.
Are you crazy? Don't you realize we'll all be blown to kingdom come in another minute?
That's right, unless you talk first.
I'll never talk. You'll die with me. What's that noise?
You ought to know, Doc. Didn't you tell someone to plant blasting powder under the jail?
Hash! Hash! Don't light the fuse. It's me, Porky!
You can't hear you, Porky. This jail's built solid.
Get us out of here. Get us out!
Not until you tell us the truth.
All right. I'll tell. It was Porky killed Collins.
That's a lie! It was Duck, and the gold's hid in his medicine cabinet.
You fool. Now you've given them proof. Look out!
Cannonball's been shot.
A bullet wound in the hand is hardly fatal. Better get that glove off, Marshal.
You got me here, gun. You all right, Kimasabi?
Yes, Tonto. Where's Hash?
Him tied up outside. You have close call. Jail almost blew up on time.
Why, that's a wedding ring. I didn't know you were married, Cannonball. Who's your husband?
Clem is, Marshal. And he's the best husband a woman ever had.
Cannonball, you promised not to tell.
It's better this way, Clem, honey. I'm not ashamed of being married to you.
Why did you keep it a secret, Cannonball?
Clem made me a promise, mister. He said that I'd be hurt bad enough having him work for me. He said if the folks here knew I was married to him, they'd never have nothing to do with me again.
That was foolish of you, Clem. If Cannonball's friends turned against her because of you, why, they wouldn't be worth having.
I reckon you're right, friend. You hurry up and get well, Cannonball, and then we'll face them all together.
I think you'll find out from now on that most of them will be on your side.
Dad, burn it, these new petticoats itch something fierce. Wished I was still wearing my old duds.
Say, I plumb forgot what a pretty female you was when you dressed up proper. Kiss me, woman.
In front of all them horses? What do you think I am, a sissy? If anybody deserves a kiss, it's those two. Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
Up in the sky, look!
It's a bird!
It's a plane! It's Superman!
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent. Penetrating deep into the frozen wastes of the great Arctic plains, an archaeological expedition searching for prehistoric fossils makes an amazing discovery. A huge monster, as lifelike in appearance as when it roamed the Earth millions of years ago in the Mesozoic Age, is found frozen in the ice in a state of perfect preservation. Constantly handicapped by the hazardous sub-zero elements, the scientists and their band of tireless workers succeed in removing the mammoth creature from the frozen pit. The ice-encased monster is loaded into the hold of a huge freighter equipped with a special refrigeration plant and brought to this country. Here, in a specially constructed wing of the Museum of Natural Science, this awe-inspiring creature is displayed to the public for the first time.
To say that if the ice were permitted to thaw, there's a possibility the monster might still be alive? Thank you, Professor.
Yes, Chief.
Lois, there's a new angle on that frozen monster story. Get over to the museum and see what's doing. They've got him in a special refrigerator.
Okay, Chief.
Oh, Lois, want me to go over there with you?
No, thanks. You'd probably faint if you saw the monster. You scare so easily.
Maybe she's right, but Superman hasn't fainted yet.
Ken produces the necessary refrigeration. The control board is downstairs. I'll show it. The entire plant is operated from this board. The thermometer must be watched constantly, as any rise in temperature might prove dangerous.
Cut those switches!
boy, what a story.
Outside, everybody. Step lively, please. Use the nearest exit. Please, folks, keep moving. We have to clear this room at once.
That's what he thinks.
Police headquarters. Hello, Chief. Send the riot squad. We're in trouble.
Give me the city desk. Hurry!
Proceed to fit the men at once. Chief, Lois is in the museum. Better get over there, Kent. Right. This looks like a job for Superman.
Superman.
You'd better get back to your office where you'll be safe. I've got some work to do.
Yes, sir. And this the best story in years? Swell chance.
This time, stay put.
Yes, my lord, and thanks.
You showed plenty of courage getting that monster story, Lois.
Thanks, but where were you?
Me? Oh, I must have fainted.
Hello, this is Don O'Malley again with Don's Breakfast Cereal Show. Thanks for tuning in. That was Zorro's Black Whip. Join us next week for another new old movie serial and a couple shorts at the end. Hope you're enjoying these as much as I am. You'll find me under YouTube, under Donald O'Malley, and Don's Breakfast Cereal. Tune in, watch a few of the old episodes we had. Give it a like if you can, and subscribe. And thanks again for joining us. Good night. Stay safe.